Yo, what is up, doggies? It's your boy Beanie back at it, and I know it's been a while. Y'all probably thought I died or some shit, and I'm here to tell you, not dead. I've just been severely depressed. Just kidding. Obviously, depression is only for children and females. I'm too cool for all of that. In today's video, I'd like to go back to my roots, give you all the content I know you dogs enjoy, and that's another storytime video. And this story is going to be part of a new series I would like to start, and this series is going to be called Virgin Tales. Now, if you can't already tell from the title of this series is going to be about, stories from my youth, before I had any luck with the woman, before I was the man I am today, as the Smiths like to call this charming man, before all that, believe it or not, I was just a virgin loser, and not only that, I was also like cringe and listen to Radiohead. So, sit back, grab a snack, and get ready, because we're about to hop into the demented mind of Beanie Kowloon. My apologies, that was weird. So yeah, this story takes place my freshman year of college, and I really had no experience with girls at this time. The only experience I had was getting rejected a couple times, and if you saw my down horrendous story, that had also happened. But yeah, my freshman year of college, believe it or not, I didn't have any friends, and it was quite lonely. I had a roommate that didn't ever talk to me, and I ended up scaring him off like after a couple weeks, which was kind of lit. I had the whole room to myself, but basically, when you don't have friends and you're in college and you don't want to go outside and you don't want to join any clubs, the main thing, people like me do is we download this app called YikYak. YikYak is an app where you have an internet forum where you chat with people in a 5 to 10 mile radius, and it's completely anonymous who you are, and you basically just say random shit. And I thought it would be a good place to make friends, and my selling point to make friends was, I kept posting this post, and I was like, yo, I have a DMT cart, who wants to hit that shit? And not surprisingly, I got some responses, and, people were, chatting on it, telling me to come through or whatever, and one person, I think they added me on Snapchat or something, and, I ended up talking to them, and they told me to come to their dorm, and they also told me that they were a female, and, my eyes, they just lit up. I was just looking for a friend, and now I'm about to get a friend and someone to suck my penis. It was the day of my life. So obviously, I grabbed my DMT cart, and I pulled to this girl's dorm, and to my surprise, when I got there, this girl, she wasn't fat. She wasn't ugly. She was, in fact, hot, cute, emo, clearly had father issues, had psychedelic art over the wall. This girl was perfect for me. So, me and this girl start talking. I start explaining to her what DMT's like, because this is after I had smoked, a lot of DMT and broke through. So, I was ready to ramble about, all my psychedelic experiences. And she was talking about her drug experiences, her psychedelic use, and I'm pretty sure she was also talking about how, everyone in her hometown smoked meth and, some wacky stuff, but the girl was cool. I liked her. We were both, sitting down, just facing each other, looking into each other's eyes, shit, it was getting a little hot and heavy, I'm not gonna lie, and I end up pulling out the DMT cart, and we're, hitting it off of a wire, and for you guys that don't know, the DMT carts are, at least in my experience, are way different than, pure DMT. It's the same drug, but it's just way less intense. I'm sure it depends on the kind of cart you get and how they make it, but every cart I've ever bought is 1/100th as intense as the pure powder. So when you smoke it, you don't break through, or it's not like you can't move. It's actually a very chill experience. So we're hitting the cart, and if you've ever done low doses of DMT, everything just looks like it's 1080p upgraded vision. And I remember just after smoking a couple hits, I'm just looking at her and I'm just thinking God damn, this girl's so beautiful. She's perfect. And I'm sure she's looking at me and she's like, I can't believe this goblin just gave me his DMT. What a fucking chump. No, but seriously, we're smoking this DMT together, and we're having a good time. We're sitting right by each other, looking at each other in the eyes, just having deep conversations, and I didn't think to make a move on her. In hindsight, probably should have, but we were still having good conversations. I was enjoying myself. I think we sat there for 2 hours, just talking, and then when the DMT would go away, we would smoke a little bit more, wait, we just sat there and talked for 2 hours. And near the end of this little DMT sesh, I remember a dude knocks on her door, and I didn't really get a good look at this dude, but the best way I could describe him is just most stereotypical jock. He was some big dude, clearly played football, had the jock voice, and I swear to God, I don't know if I was just tripping because I was on a little bit of DMT, and I am just naturally a little bit schizophrenic. I tend to make up situations in my head, but I swear to God, I remember this dude saying some shit he had $60 or some shit, and he was trying to fuck. This girl was a prostitute or some shit. I don't know. He was like, come on, I want to fuck. Or he was saying shit like that. He's like, I got $60. And the girl was yelling at him no, I'm with my friend, blah, 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 we're having fun, blah, blah, blah. And she ends up not fucking the dude, not taking his money. But I remember just sitting there thinking have I really been just sitting here for 2 hours talking and sharing my drugs with a fucking prostitute. And yeah, again, in hindsight, after this dude, is like literally offering money to fuck as if, he's given her money to fuck before, this girl was clearly a hoe, and, I definitely could have fucked, you know what I mean? But, this story wouldn't be a part of the Virgin Tale story if, I wasn't, a virgin loser. I did not think to do that. Obviously, in my head, I was like, oh, maybe I could fuck. She seems like blah, 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 but I didn't realize that, like, as a man, you should probably make the first move. We're not, like, living in a porno where, like, the girl's gonna, like, just grab at your penis. Like, that doesn't usually happen. But yeah, after that, I would go back to my dorm, and, me and the girl, we're still cool. She would be, like, texting me on Snapchat. Like, I remember the next day and shit, sending me a couple messages, and I remember she would, like, ask me to, like, drive her and her friends to, like, a bar, and I didn't even have a car. And I remember even at the time, even though I was a virgin loser with very low self-respect, I remember just feeling insulted when she would, like, ask me to drive her and her friends, because I was just like, who do you think I am? Like, I'm not, like, your fucking, Uber driver. Like, go buy an Uber, bitch. But yeah, I remember later that week, she texted me, like, want to go smoke with me, and, obviously I did, and she had a car, and she would end up driving me to, like, under this bridge or whatever, and, we were just smoking out of this bong, chilling, having a good time. And I remember before, I smoked with her, before, she picked me up, I was thinking in my head, like, today's the day I want to make a move. Like, this girl, clearly a hoe, clearly has low self-respect. Clearly, I could probably, put my penis inside of either her mouth or her vagina, one of the two. Maybe even get, like, a hand job, at least get my dick wet, and I was really thinking that, but, I was just too much of an anxious loser to make a move, and once we started smoking, I remember the anxiety just went up, like, tenfold. Like, there was no chance I was making a move, bro. I could barely talk to this girl. I was just like, I was in shock, bro. I was high, nervous, and ugly. And, after we're done smoking, we chill for a little bit, and, I obviously don't make a move. We just talk, chill, and I remember she would end up driving me back to my dorm, and when she drove me back to my dorm, I was just, like, sitting in the passenger seat for a little bit, just waiting, like, thinking, like, all right, I gotta make a move, I gotta do something, but I was just so scared of, like, rejection or whatever, and right before I leave the car, I turn at her, look her in the eyes, almost go in for a hug, but with my nervous, goofy ass, I hold out my hand, and I give this bitch a fucking handshake. Literally, when I held out my hand like this, I remember she ends up just laughing. Like, she gave me the handshake, and I laughed as too, because, it was kind of funny, but I remember going back, like, that has to be the goofiest, like, biggest virgin thing that anyone's ever done. Like, I shook the bitch's hand. Wild. And after this, I'm still embarrassed, but, this girl is the only possibility of pussy that I have, so, obviously I'm not gonna give up on this quite yet, and I remember I ended up texting her, like, some weekend, like, yo, you trying to come over, you trying to smoke weed, or, like, something like that, and I remember she just didn't respond, and then the next day or some shit, she would respond, and she wouldn't respond to my question. She would just be like, yo, can you drive me and my drunk friends to the bar? And no, bitch, I can't. I never would do it the other times. You think I'm gonna do it now that you're ignoring me? Like, goddamn, put some respect on my name. And it's at this point, I come to the realization that this prostitute, daddy issue, emo bitch just ain't worth it. And I don't remember exactly what I texted her, and I wish I did, because I remember in hindsight, it was probably the corniest text of all time. I remember I sent some shit like, I don't appreciate you using me as someone that, just will drive you around and do anything for you when you won't even give me a simple yes or no when I ask you to hang out. When in all reality, I was just mad that I didn't fuck, but I ended up blocking her after that text, and that was the end of that girl, and I never really even saw her around on campus. I remember one time I did see her on campus, and it was after I got, like, a girlfriend and shit, so I really didn't care that much, but I remember she gave me the most, like, evil grin of all time. Like, I don't know, it was weird. But yeah, that was one of my many virgin tales, so if you guys enjoyed this story, drop a like, leave a comment, let me know, because I got plenty more stories like this, and, before I end this video, I'd like to wrap it up with, like, a nice conclusion. To all you doggies out there that are, like, virgins, don't have much luck with the woman, no shame to you. I'm not making this video to make fun of virgins, I'm making it to make fun of me, and basically the moral of the story is, before you actually get pussy, like, before you figure out, how to, get girls and shit, like, it seems like the hardest thing in the world. Like, I feel like, not everyone, but at least me, like, you have to go through this trial and error, where, like, you just keep trying to get girls, and before you can do it, you're like, you think they're, like, this mysterious creature that, like, you just don't understand how their brain works, and you feel like it's impossible, you don't understand what you need to do, but the fact of the matter is, they're just humans, they're just like us, they want to fuck just as much as we do, they like companionship just as much as we do, and it just seems really difficult until you figure it out. And everyone figures it out at their own pace. It's no shame if it takes you longer to get girls than your peers and shit. Like, we're all human, bro. We all figure shit out at different paces, and if you need advice on it, not that, I'm probably the best person to go for advice, it's all just simple shit is the real thing. It's just, be confident, make the first move, don't be afraid of rejection, and just work on yourself, bro, and you'll be fine. I remember before I ever got pussy or whatever, I thought I was gonna like die a virgin, bro. Like I thought I was the biggest loser in the world. I mean, I'm sure most of you guys watching are probably just like normal people and you can talk to girls, but I just wanted to let any of the dogs out there know that, are struggling with this, might have low self-esteem, think that, they're gonna have no luck with the girls. Just relax, bro. Take life one step at a time. Work on yourself. Do your own thing. You're gonna be okay, bro. In the great words of Ziaz, we're all gonna make it.
We're all gonna fucking make it, bro. That's it.
But yeah, that's all I got for this video, and as always, peace out, dog.